Hello and welcome to ETBFSI. Today we have a very important guest with us, Mr. Sarbvir Singh from Policybazaar. Great to have you on the show, sir.
Thanks for having me.
So, how do you see the insurance space right now? The COVID-19 has brought a disruption to the whole life and non-life industry as well. There are multiple things happening in the insurance industry as well. Where do you see what are the trends that are happening in the insurance industry right now, both life and non-life?
Sure. Obviously, in times of crisis, insurance becomes an important factor for all of us. I think we start thinking about what could happen and whether or not we are protected against it. So we look at insurance in a slightly different way than just life and non-life. We look at it as protection products, which are health and term products, where essentially you buy insurance to protect yourself against death, disease, and disability. Then we have savings products, which essentially are a combination of savings as well as some insurance against your death. And then finally, we have the mandatory products, which are your two-wheeler or your car insurance, which you have to get done, as per law. So if you see the trends, they are slightly different in each of these three segments. In the protection segments of life and health, we see a lot of interest for insurance. We are getting a lot of demand. Policybazaar, being a leading digital player, is one of the main area places where you can go to get insurance policies right now. So I think both health and term are growing very strongly for us at this point. This is actually very gratifying for us also, because this is something that the company has been working on for in fact for 12 years history, to really promote protection in India. So this is a good moment. In the savings side, we are seeing some growth. Interestingly, the Indian investor is starting to realize that there is a time to buy when markets go down. It's not all panic. So we've
Yes.
seen some of that savings products, because insurance savings tend to be typically long term, 10-15 year kind of horizon. So that works well again. On the mandatory product side, what we saw was interesting. Motor and two-wheeler, actually, April was not so good. I think people realized that they were sitting at home, there's a lockdown, so they didn't feel the need to renew their policies. Now in May, as restrictions are getting lifted a bit, we have actually seen increase in demand in both motor and two-wheeler. So this is the picture across the three segments, and as I said, protection is definitely a lot of demand for protection.
Okay. Health insurance is very important in this period of time. What are the specific trends over there uh, from standalone players as well? Is it like people are specifically buying those COVID-19 policies issued by the insurers, or they are okay? Like, let's say the existing policy covers that. What is the trend there?
So I think there were some COVID-19 products that were launched, and from what I understand, they have also sold well. Actually, on our platform, what has sold better are the comprehensive health policies, and that's what we recommend for people. See, health is a serious matter where given the cost of healthcare and the realities of life, you need a proper health cover. And what we recommend is that everybody should have at least 10 lakhs per person of health cover, because these
Yes.
days any sort of major disease can set you back by a lot of money. So I think what we have seen on our platform is that people are more interested in comprehensive health covers. In fact, over the last 6 months, we had introduced some products which have very high sum assured, ranging from 30 lakhs all the way up to 1 crore. And these products have actually taken up a large portion of our business. So again, it's good to see that I think the consumer is getting smarter and smarter about all these things, and they are buying products which are good for them in the long run and not just against COVID. But of course, as I said, COVID products have also sold well otherwise.
Okay. Sir, operationally, how is the lockdown period for Policybazaar in terms of your working business, your strategy to, going ahead in next 2 quarters specifically as things evolve and lockdown opens up?
Yeah, so first, just like everyone else, first for us, the first priority was to ensure the safety of our employees and their families. So we had, prepared. We got about 2 weeks to really prepare for lockdown, to transfer all our sales agents to be able to work from home. Our technology, our IT, and operations teams did a marvelous job, and we were ready from the 20th. When lockdown started. We actually haven't missed a beat. Our productivity, etc., has been very good during this period as well. So really thankful to our employees for working so hard, despite all the pressures. Uh, so first it was employees. Second was we wanted to, ensure that we serve our consumers who were looking for policies in their time of need. As other physical channels were not present, we were the only sort of digital channels which were doing well. So we were there. We wanted to be good partners for our insurance companies. We wanted to make sure that we continue to give them business. We also always look at the risk side for our insurance partners. We want to make sure that not only do we sell products for them, but we also are a profitable partner. So we had to make some changes to the flows because physical medicals, etc., are not possible during this period. So we worked with them to move the process from physical to telemedicals to video medicals. So again, I think there was a lot of work done over the last, I would say now 8 weeks to, on all three fronts, on employees, on consumers, and working with our insurance partners to make sure that, we do well for each of the constituents. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And going forward, let's say for next 2 quarters, or how have you re-strategized your operations in that sense, and where is your focus going to be?
So our focus is very clear. As I said, the organization has been focused on death, disease, and disability for the
Hmm.
protecting the middle class from these three things for the last 12 years. And now I think is really an opportunity for us because digital, as once people get used to buying, digitally, we feel that they will realize the, convenience, the value that we are able to provide. So we think that after this, our market share in the industry should only go up. And what we are really working towards is to make sure that we have the processes in place, because we certainly see that this social distancing, avoiding physical contact is going to remain in place for a while. So we don't know how exactly COVID will work, but we know that people will be afraid of going out unnecessarily, at least. So we are modifying our processes to do everything digitally as far as possible. And we are working very hard with our insurance partners to develop products, to bring more and more of their products to consumers, such that we can garner a greater share of the business going forward. So it's really an opportunity for us, I think.
Okay. So how has the partnership with different insurers evolved over a period of time? We see a lot of insurers coming up with new specific policies, customized policies. You all have been helping them, underwrite better, matching the underwriting together. I want to understand what are the trends that have evolved in your partnerships with insurers, and what is the thought process behind all these partnerships? Except the distribution being only the distribution channel, what are the factors that go into these partnerships?
Yeah, I mean, look, we would like to believe that we are a typical distributor in the sense
Hmm.
that we not only think about sales, but we think
Hmm.
about the underlying risk. We think about the underlying profitability of our insurance partners. We understand that in the long run, only those people will, be able to do business together who, contribute to each other's goals.
Hmm.
What I think over the decade plus that we've been working, we have been focused on not only just bringing business to the table, but bringing good business to the table, being able to measure risk accurately. So one thing which is somewhat counterintuitive maybe is that actually the digital channel provides the most transparent, process from an insurer's perspective. We give all details, all our conversations are on recorded line. All the sort of click history, what people have searched for, is available to both us and to our insurance partners. So I think what we try to do and we pride ourselves on is being very transparent with both consumers and the insurers, give them all the information, and hopefully, provide better risk to them. So I think we are sort of distribution plus. Of course, our formal role is as a distributor, but we want to go beyond that and help in development of products. We provide intelligence to insurance companies to help them develop, and sometimes even test products, because we are a great platform for you to put products out there. Recently we launched a pay as you go
Hmm.
policy with Bharti AXA. So that's an interesting, first time in India, a motor policy which allows you to limit yourself in terms of how many kilometers you drive. So I think these are some of the innovations that we've done, and I'm sure we'll continue to build on that.
Okay, okay. So, Fro, what do you think about the regulatory architecture over here? Do you see that there is more room for insurers to innovate and test new products and services, or what are your thoughts on that? Or much more is needed in that space?
So I think the regulator, IRDA, has been very forward-looking, and if you see the steps over just the last 1 year, right, we had a
Hmm.
sandbox process where people, had submitted their proposals. A large number of them have been approved. Some of them have been, in fact, brought to life as well. The regulator has been very prompt in the COVID situation in in relaxing certain constraints, allowing consumers to pay premium in an extended window. Recently, they've allowed, in fact, they've asked health insurers to give monthly premium paying modes. So I think the regulator has been very sort of far-sighted and positive. And the industry is about 20 years old, so it's not it's not a lot if you look at it in the lifetime
Yeah.
of a country. So I think they're sort of moving in the right direction, and of course, we as a participant, we hope that they will continue to bring these innovative ideas to life.
A lot of these insurers have started coming out with customized policies, unique partnerships, trying to up their distribution channels from different sources. Where do you think, what are the challenges that the current insurance industry is facing to, increase the insurance penetration?
Yeah, I mean, so I think increasing penetration is a key is the key for the industry, right? We still have very low levels of both health and term penetration, and for us, for our middle class, I think that is really the will be the main source of protection going forward, given the realities of our of the nation. So we and I think that we welcome all sort of distribution innovations or new avenues, as you mentioned. But actually, I think it's not just about distribution, right? It's a mixture of distribution and, most importantly, products. I think as consumers are able to understand, and products are simple and clear. So recently, IRDA had mandated Arogya Sanjeevani, which is a standard healthcare policy. So I think things like that, where things are very clear in terms of what it is that you are paying, what is it that you will get, what are the various use cases. I think that will play a bigger role, because
Hmm.
once I believe that there is a lot of distribution already, and I'm sure there'll be more. But the biggest thing is that consumers should have faith that what they are buying is something which is worth it, and is something which is going to help them. Because this is a very unique product, right? You pay money upfront, and there is a promise to deliver later. So that promise requires a lot of trust, and I think it's incumbent upon the industry, I mean, including Policybazaar, to clearly explain to consumers what is it that is good for them and why they should buy it. So I think that's the process that has worked well. And I mean, I guess the more people do that, the better off we'll all be, I think.
Okay. So what are the emerging risks in the insurance industry? We saw that cyber is one big issue over here. Which are the other emerging risks that you see, including cyber?
So actually, there are emerging risks, but in a country like India, it is the core risk which remains, right? So
Hmm.
death, disease, other things which still remain to be covered. So it's when you have sub 5% penetration, it's hard to kind of look beyond those and say that we should focus on sort of some of these ancillary things. Having said that, like you said, cyber is one area which is there. I think there will be more maybe products around loss of income kind of scenarios. So there will be things at the margin, but what we really believe is that the first order of business, and probably another 2 decades can go in
Hmm.
really improving the penetration from where it is to where it should be. And that's really priority number one for us. We are not looking to these other areas as sort of the growth vectors for
Okay.
us.
Um, One last question. What next in digital when we specifically speak about insurance?
I think what you will see is, like I said, the focus will remain on the core protection business of health and term. What you will see is a more convenient buying journey. So people, as data is available about around people, they, we now have over 10 million people who bought policies from us. So as we are able to recognize users and know more about them, we will make the process of buying very smooth. So that's going to be number one. Products which are customized or aligned to the different needs of people. So there are different segments. You have to design products for them. So there'll be more customization around that, I feel. And I think the third thing which is going to be, which is happen especially for us, and we represent digital in a large way, is that the service and claims experience will become more and more convenient and digital. And I think, as I said earlier, that is really important, because as more people realize the benefit of using insurance and have a positive experience when they make a claim, I think more and more people will then actually start buying as well. So it's a bit of a it's a cycle that we have to keep going, which is you make the process of buying smooth, have relevant products, and then really support the consumer when they make a claim, so that they develop confidence. So I think these are the three areas where digital will play a bigger role, and we certainly have a lot of plans around that.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing those insights on the insurance industry. Wish you all the best, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank, thanks.